welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we're going to work with this pattern here. This pattern is 3975 on friendshipbracelets.net. I'm going to add this to a new layer so that I can kind of move it around a bit if needed. I think in order to do this, we're going to have to move my horizontal line down one space. And so I'm gonna zoom in here, make sure I get right in the middle because we're gonna use this to copy and paste later. But there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my paint bucket here, grab this red, and so that's gonna go right there. And I guess it goes right there. For the gray, I'm just going to use something a little less dark because obviously if we change the colors later on, it'll make all the difference in the world because it would take out the lines of the graph paper. So it looks to me like the dark just goes out like this and then all the way out like that. And then this red here comes out and makes three little diamonds. So I've centered it so that way as we come down, it'll give us the three diamonds in here. And now we have the three above it. Just like that. Down lower, we have this off-white. It's not bad, but let's... There we go. So down here we have the off-whites like this. Up here, the off-whites are here. And then the dark color, the black or gray, is out here. And then this one, it comes back in after the three diamonds and comes out to make the spot for the red there. The red there. And then after that, it's the red diamonds again. Oh, wait. First, the black goes out. Oops. So the black goes out like this. And then it would be into the red diamonds again. Wait, that doesn't seem right. Yeah, I guess that is right. It's just weird how it's ending like that. So, yeah, I'll figure out the end here in a moment. Let's work out our strings. We'll start with the black one. Now, we are going to get to doubling this. I am doubling this pattern. That's why I left this whole side over here untouched, is that's where that's all going. But I kind of want to work out the bracelet itself with, like, where does, like, the strings go? I guess that makes sense. It stays on the outside. Because you could... No, because the red has to come through this way, right? So it had to change directions for the red to do what it does. So, yeah, I'm on track. Just double checking my own work, making sure that I'm not making a mistake. The red has to come in to be that center point, like this, right? And again over here. So I'm working out the ones that like have to be that way, and then I can kind of work out what's left of anything else. So these white ones out here are going to end up in that middle row. So if you've been following along with doubling the patterns, you know there's an extra row happening, and it looks like the white is going to make up this area out here, which is sort of implied, I guess, when they show it like in these little half diamonds, that's sort of how that's going to go. This is going to have an interesting look, I think, when we get done with it, because of how much of a difference the doubling of it will make it. So here we have the two darks again. Let's see, let's do the red first because that's obviously really easy to track. So we'll do that one first to see how that goes. All right. And then the off-white has to turn to come back in over here. And so that means that we are left with the dark ones out here to the outside, which means they're going to be all along over here as well. That even extends out here, how far out the one side goes. So that's interesting. And yes, even if I was doing a more complex pattern, trying to double it, this is exactly the same steps I would use. I would work out the pattern that I have and then figure out what goes in the center and then just bring it all in, because it's just simply, it's the easiest way to do this. So while I'm filling this in, let me thank my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members who are making all this stuff possible. Honestly, their help is just immeasurable. I go through an awful lot of embroidery floss, and I have had some times where I kind of doubted that I was going to continue doing this stuff, and it's their support that helped keep this whole channel going. So I owe them a lot of gratitude. So I know that the white was on the outside because I looked down here and saw that that was how it was previous. I could also double check that because of the red having to come along this way. It sort of makes sense that it's kind of doing this. Now, granted, the red over here could have been, had that been the intention. So, but no, it's kind of easy. It's just going to be really pretty. I'm not sure that I'm going to use those colors per se. But it is going to be really pretty. I like having a bit of a challenge here. I think that there's enough zigzags and stuff in this that this could really be a challenging bracelet to make. One of those ones where it doesn't seem too hard, but at the same time, you're going to have to keep watching the pattern to make sure that you're not making mistakes. That's okay. That's kind of the perfect zone for me. I like it to be a bit challenging, but I also want I don't want it to be so hard that I'm dreading making it. So I think this is a good fit. So I just checked down here how the black came out and back. So that's what happens up here. And this gives me the order that the strings go into. So there we go. I have the first quarter of it done. I can hide the layer that was giving us the example and now copy out this. Can copy and paste and use the flip tool. Okay, and take the top half, Control C, Control V, flip tool again, and we will anchor that in place. And so you can see this middle area is just like the area in the top. This is really, really cool. I really do like this. Hopefully you guys like it as well. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. This has been a fun one. And yeah, I will have this made tomorrow. So be sure to check that out. And as always, Don't get your strings in a bunch.